I'm striving to get rich. That's why I always went 2 years without buying shoes and fits. Things change now. My mom hearing me with my music and she look a little proud.
Yo, what's up, world? APW Sports signing in. And I know I haven't been as consistent as I usually am with videos, but I have just been adjusting to a ton of different things in life with a new job schedule and also just balancing out life. But I'm getting back to the grind and the content will become more consistent than it was, let's just say, the past couple of weeks. But we're going to wrap into today's video. We are going to rank the top quarterbacks going into this 2021 season. Now, it's going to be a list of the top 50 quarterbacks heading into this year, whether they backup, starters, stars, wherever. I'm going to rank them based on projection, and I'm going to rank them based on what I think they're going to do going into this 2021 season. But before I get into these rankings, leave this video a like. That helps this channel to grow, and it lets me know that you guys support the channel. And if you do support the channel and you haven't subscribed, go ahead right now, click that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you will not miss a single video. But let's get into these rankings. Let's dive into it. As you guys can see, I have the tiers: elite, very good, well above average, average, and replacement level. Now, I'm going to put replacement level as guys who I think are going to be replaced at some point of the year due to either bad play or a rookie quarterback. So don't take this replacement level as something I just think they're bad quarterback per se, but I just think they're going to be replaced. So let's just get into these rankings. First is Jameis Winston. I'm going to put him above average. I really see him having some success in that Sean Payton offense. I just really believe he's going to be the starter going into the year because of the things they do with Taysom Hill. I think he's more of the quarterback for this offense. So I'm going to put him at the above average for the sake of this tier list. Next is Drew Lock. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not a believer in Drew Lock. He's at the replacement level for me. I don't believe Drew Lock is the guy in Denver. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. He's just not the guy. Now, let me add another tier list. Now, we're going to add backup. And these are for guys that will start the season as backup quarterbacks, basically. So, in this list, I'm going to put Kyle Trask in that backup role because he's playing behind Tom Brady, for Christ's sake. And Tampa, you're playing behind the GOAT who just came off a Super Bowl championship. And he had a really good 2020 season. So, Kyle Trask, we're not going to see the field for probably the next 2 to 3 years. Next, Patrick Mahomes. We all know he's elite. We all know he's probably the best quarterback in the NFL, if you really want to be honest. So, I'm going to put him at elite. Next, we're going to have Matt Ryan. I'm going to put him at above average to the 84-80 ranking. A lot of it depends on what's going to happen with Julio Jones. I don't believe Julio Jones is going to end up being a Falcon at the start of 2021. But Matt Ryan is still a very productive quarterback, and they do add pits to this offense. So I believe that this offense can still thrive, but it remains to see with Julio. But for the sake of Matt Ryan's play, he's well above average. Lamar Jackson, now I cannot put him at elite just yet. I am a believer in Lamar Jackson, but I still believe the weapons on the outside need help. He needs to improve, in my opinion, passing in the outside. Now, the weapons could help, and his running game is absolutely ridiculous, but I just believe in my heart of hearts that his outside passing game still can use some improvement. He's great up the middle and tearing up middle of defenses. I just think his outside passing game needs improvement. Could weapons help? Possibly. But I'm going to have him at that very good category. Next, we're going to have Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's been much of his career as an average quarterback. And in Washington, I see him being an average quarterback. Even though I don't see too much of an improvement from Alex Smith that they had last year for a good portion of the season versus Ryan Fitzpatrick. So I'm surprised Washington didn't draft a quarterback. It was still beyond me. But I'm going to put him at that average tier. Next is Jalen Hurts. I'm going to put him at the average tier as well. It's going to be interesting to see how this Philadelphia Eagle offense looks going into 2021. I don't know what they're going to look like at this point. I do believe Jalen Hurts can become I'm not going to say superstar, elite type of quarterback, but I do believe he's going to be a serviceable quarterback in this league, added with his athletic ability, and he has some arm talent. I think he could get up to that above average and maybe well above average level, but right now, I think he's going to be at that average point. Next is going to be Kirk Cousins. As much as I don't believe in Kirk Cousins, I'm going to put him at above average. I cannot put him at the same tier as Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think Kirk Cousins is a step above Fitzpatrick and Hurts, but I just don't believe he's at that level of Matt Ryan. I just don't. Kirk Cousins, it's a hit or miss with him. Good Kirk, bad Kirk. Which one are you going to get at that specific week? Next, we're going to have Mitchell Trubisky. I'm going to put him at a backup. He's in Buffalo with Josh Allen. As much as I think he could have went to a place where he can get some playing time and possibly resurrect his career after all the things that happened with the Chicago Bears. If you guys want to see a video I did about his career, I will leave that in the description below. But he's going to be a backup. Josh Allen, I think, could be the MVP coming this year. So he's going to be a backup. Next is Alex Smith. I'm going to put him backup role. We all know he retired from the NFL. So I'm going to put him in that backup space, but we all know he retired. Next is going to be Ben Roethlisberger. To be honest, I'm going to put him at the above average at this point of his career. Now, his career says the top 2 tiers. But as he stands right now, he's just not that same big Ben Roethlisberger that we've been accustomed to seeing. So we're going to put him at the above average, even though I can see potential of him being a well above average. I don't see much as this stands right now being above average. Next, we're going to have Jimmy G. Now, this is going to be based off him being able to stay healthy, number one, and what they're going to have in San Francisco. But if he's healthy, I'm going to put him at that same tier as a Kirk Cousins, same tier as a Big Ben. He's a hit or miss at times as well, even though he just wins football games. Let's just be real. He wins football games. But his health, he hasn't really been healthy outside of 2019. He's just been unable to stay healthy. But if he's healthy, he's a serviceable quarterback, which interested to see what they're going to do with Trey Lance. But at that point, we're going to put him there. Next, Marcus Mariota. I do believe Mariota could be a starter somewhere in this league, but I'm going to put him in a backup role as well. I do believe he could be serviceable for certain teams if he was to go there, if he would have went there, but for Mariota's sake, he's a backup. And I'm going to put Heineke in the backup role as well. Even though he had that really successful playoff game against Tampa Bay, they brought Ryan Fitzpatrick in to be the starter. I'm still surprised they did not draft a quarterback, but Heineke, he's been a backup his career. He had that one game, but other than that, he's been a backup, so I'm going to put him in backup. Next, the GOAT, Tom Brady. As much as it pains me to say this with this Ohio State hat on, the praise of Michigan, man, but he's elite. He's the GOAT. Do I have to say any more? Move on. Next, PJ Walker, backup as well. Not going to get too much into that. He's in Carolina, Sam Darnold. It's going to be a backup. Next, Justin Fields. This one is intriguing to me, not because I'm a Bears fan, but it's very interesting to see how this situation plays out for 2021 with the Bears. It's very, very interesting to see how this whole situation plays out. But if he plays, I'm going to put him at above average. I'm going to put him at above average. I'm a believer in Justin Fields. You guys seen the unboxing video. Got the jersey, for Christ's sake. I don't know what the situation is going to play out to be. I just don't know. He could easily be well above average, especially with the quarterback history of the Bears. But I just don't know. I had to see more in preseason before I really think about it, but we will have to see. Next is Dak Prescott. Coming back off that injury. It's between these two tiers for me when it comes to Dak. But the way he was playing before the injury, I'm going to put him at very good. I'm going to put him at very good. I believe he can come back and still be a very successful quarterback. This Dallas offense really missed him last year after he went down with that devastating injury. But I really see him coming back and still being productive in his Cowboys offense with McCarthy. I still believe that Dak is a very good quarterback in this league. Next is going to be Trevor Lawrence. This one is going to be tough. But I also put him at that category as well. I put him at the above average because let's just face it. We don't know what Jacksonville is going to look like either under Meyer. Just don't know. But I do believe in his future, just like Justin Fields. I believe in his future, but I'm not confident in putting him at this level yet. Next is going to be Deshaun Watson. Now, he's elite. With this situation going on, we don't know if he's going to play this year. With all he's got going on. But for the sake of this ranking, for the sake of this tier, he's the elite quarterback, and teams went after him hard until this whole situation that he's in came about. We're still waiting on that to play out. I don't see it playing out before the season starts. I don't know if he's going to play or not. It's a lot up in the air with Deshaun Watson, but for the sake of the rankings, he's definitely an elite quarterback. Next is Kyler Murray. I'm a fan of Kyler Murray. Even though I was one that was thinking when he got drafted, he may not work out. But that proved me wrong. I believe in Kyler Murray. I believe in this Arizona Cardinals offense. And Kyler Murray has proven himself to be on the rise as far as quarterbacks go in this league. So I'm going to leave Kyler Murray at that very good ranking. Next is Jacoby Brissett. He's a backup in this league. Even though I think Indianapolis, I think they could have stayed with him. But at this point, it's backup. Next, we're going to have Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow will be in that well above average tier when he comes back from that injury, especially with Jamar Chase added to that offense. I believe that Joe Burrow has the talent to be very successful in this league. Interested to see what he's going to do with this injury coming back. But I believe in his talents, and I believe him to be a well above average quarterback at this point. Next is Derek Carr. He's really been hit or miss. Honest, at this point, I'm going to put him I'm going to put him at above average. Above average. He's an above average quarterback. He's not terrible, but he's not great. So I'm going to put him at above average. Next is Trey Lance. This one is going to be intriguing to me. Because outside of Jimmy G getting hurt, I don't see a plan in San Francisco where they're going to actually play him. But if he does play right at some point, I'm not going to put him at the tier of Justin Fields. I still believe Justin Fields was the second most talented quarterback in the draft. Let's just keep it real. But for the sake of this ranking, I'm going to put him at average. Now, again, I don't know if he's going to play. Unless Jimmy G gets hurt again, I see a scenario where they play Jimmy G out for the season and let Trey Lance sit. That's just my opinion on it. Next, we're going to have Baker Mayfield. I'm going to put him at a well above average. I think he can go up. He can definitely go up. But at this point now, it's well above average. I believe in Baker Mayfield to make this Browns offense better. But at this point, he's well above average. Next, Tyrod Taylor. He's going to be a backup. Or, if Deshaun Watson doesn't play, it's going to be average. It's between those tiers, but I'm assuming if Deshaun Watson doesn't play, he's an average quarterback. I believe in Tyrod Taylor. I believe he's a very good player. As far as the position goes, I think he's more of a dynamic runner and athlete more than a pure passing quarterback. But for the sake of this ranking, he's an average quarterback. Next is Mac Jones. This one's tough too, but I'm going to put him at average. I've been the one I've really felt that Mac Jones has the biggest chance to be a bust out of the 5 quarterbacks in this draft. And with Cam Newton, I think Cam Newton is going to give that chance to start in New England. And I'm not a big believer in Mac Jones, but in that New England system, he can have a successful season if he does play. But I'm going to put him at average. I don't know who this is, so we're going to put this at the bottom. Next is Andy Dalton. Ooh, this one's tough. This one is tough. But for Andy Dalton, I see a plan where he's getting replaced. I see a scenario where he gets replaced by Justin Fields at some point in this season. Maybe he doesn't even start, depending on what happens in training camp. But I do see a scenario where Andy Dalton ends up being replaced by Justin Fields at some point in 2021. That's just how I feel. I really don't think he's going to lose the job in training camp. I don't think it. I think they're going to roll with the Fields plan slowly. But I do see a plan if either A, Justin Fields is just wowing them and they feel it's his time, or B, Andy Dalton struggles. I feel that he's going to be benched at some point in the year. I just do. Next is Tua. From all terms, and his teammates are saying he's going to break out. But at this point, I'm going to put him at that average tier right now. At that average tier. He does have potential. But I just think he needs a little bit more development, especially coming off that hip injury that he had in college. I don't think he was fully 100% ready to play. That's just my opinion. Next is Matthew Stafford. I put him in that very good category. I've always felt he was on a bad Lions team. I've always felt he was on a bad Lions team and he was the best thing on it. Now, with this Rams team, the expectations are a lot higher because I think they're a Super Bowl or bust. But I really believe in Matthew Stafford. I just do. Next is Daniel Jones. I'm going to put him at the above average level. I'm not a big believer in Daniel Jones, to be honest with you. I think this year is a make or break year for Daniel Jones, in my opinion. This year is make or break. If he doesn't improve or see signs of improvement, I think they're going to go in a different direction. Next is Jared Goff. I put him at the above average tier as well. Detroit has nothing right now. Detroit is in full rebuild mode. And this could be a place where he's outside of McVay. We could see if he's really that guy or not. Let's see if he's really that guy that's worth that money. I'm going to put him at above average. Next is Cam Newton. I got to put him at above average as well. 2020 was just bad all around for him. He got COVID. He dealt with that Patriots system, and he didn't have a full offseason to really understand it and really grasp it. But I think with the weapons that they have, he can have an above average season, especially with his talent and his makeup and his running ability and his style. Now, the first few weeks of the season, we saw Cam Newton play very well until he caught COVID, and then the season fell off from there. Next, Josh Allen. We're going to put him at elite. I think, I'll make this bold prediction now. I think he's going to be the 2021 MVP. I think he's going to be the 2021 MVP. I just believe in it. I just believe Josh Allen is that guy. Next, we're going to have Russell Wilson. He's also elite. I wish he would have been a Bear, but I'll take Justin Fields. But Russell Wilson, one of the best, if not the best, deep ball throwers in the game. His athletic ability, the way he escaped the pocket is unmatched. And he's been carrying that Seattle Seahawks team for basically since the Legion of Boom left. So, yeah, elite. I'm still surprised he didn't have one MVP vote. That's just crazy. Next is Teddy Bridgewater. I'm a fan of Teddy Bridgewater. I wish the Bears would have signed him last year instead of Nick Foles. But I'm going to put him at average. Denver, I don't know what they're doing to Denver. Even though I think he can elevate that offense a little bit more than Drew Lock will, in my opinion. Even though Drew Lock, I think, has the better arm. I think Teddy Bridgewater takes better care of the football than Drew Lock. And I think that's going to hold some weight going in training camp with Teddy Bridgewater being able to take care of the football over July. Next, they had another Matthew Stafford here, so I'm gonna put that at the end. Nick Foles, backup. I'm not even gonna get into the Nick Foles thing. It's a waste of time. Next, Taysom Hill. I could put him in a backup as well because I don't see him being a starter in New Orleans, if I want to be honest. I still see him playing that same similar role that he had with Drew Brees last year. Even though he was the starting quarterback when Drew Brees got out with that rib injury, I just think Jameis Winston is going to have that job. I just believe that in my heart of hearts. Next, Gardner Minshew. Is that? Yeah, Gardner Minshew. Backup. It's backup. Justin Herbert. I'm going to put him at the very good category. I could see him really exploding in Los Angeles. I'm still used to saying San Diego at times. Los Angeles. After that rookie year, I think Joe Burrow would have won Rookie of the Year if he did not get hurt. But I think I got to put him just above Burrow, mainly because of Burrow coming back from that injury. That's the only reason. I think Herbert is going to break out. I just really see it. Next, we're going to have Carson Wentz. He's above average. He gets back with Frank Reich, who we had in 2017 when he had that MVP-like season until he tore his ACL. He was decent. He was had a decent 2019. 2020 wasn't going so well, but then again, the Eagles were disastrous of an organization at some point, so I'm going to leave him at above average. Next is Zach Wilson. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to put Zach Wilson at average. I just don't I believe in Zach Wilson. I believe he can be a very good quarterback. I just don't think the Jets are doing this right. Even though they have some different things in place, I don't think the Jets are going to get this right. He's talented, don't get me wrong. I just don't believe in the Jets organization. Next, the reigning MVP Aaron Rodgers. I hope he's not in Green Bay anymore by the time the season starts, but I'm not going to go there. But elite MVP. Should I say anymore? Ryan Tannehill, in that Tennessee offense, he's well above average. Now, I don't see a scenario where he's going to carry that Titans offense. But in that system, he is a well above average quarterback that's able to win them football games. In 2019, we seen it when he was able to upset Baltimore and lead them to the AFC Championship game, which they had a lead in before KC came back. But I think Ryan Tannehill is a well above average quarterback in that Tennessee system. Next, Jordan Love, backup. Now, I don't know who these three guys are at the bottom, so they are going to go there. But these are my rankings. If you guys agree or disagree with anything that I had to say, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed it, leave this video a like and click that subscribe button. And click the notification bell so you will not miss a single video. But I am APW Sports signing out. Make sure you guys stay safe. Have a great day. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.